Hi, everybody. Am I early? Yes, I am. Do you care? I don't know. Do you? Lola doesn't care. All right, well, let's talk about Ahsoka. You know you wanna. Is there anyone there? Hello? 8 likes. 3 people. Interesting. All right. Jadak Productions is here. Good afternoon, Cap. Well, it's evening, but I know you're in the Aussie land, so you're allowed to be ahead. I'm gonna say behind, but you're not behind. You're ahead of us. So, yeah. Just give me a second to get situated here. All right. So, how is everybody? Hope you're well. Hope everything is good for you guys. Lil King's here. Yo. Yo. There be whales here. Yes, Ozzy. Hey, Little King, he's my buddy Ryan. I'm going to be going over and watching Ahsoka at his place next Tuesday with me, my buddy Jay as well. And he might join me next Wednesday for a mid-season mid-season discussion. Talk about some theories and some speculations. So if you want Lil King, or Ryan to show up, let me know. Put it in the comment section. Uh, if not next week, maybe at the end of the season, to definitely talk about the entire series so far. I mean, I don't know how many seasons they're going to do of this, but anyway, he is a huge Star Wars fan and wants to talk about it. So we'll have him over. He's been on one of my videos before where we made the Dr. Pepper out of Corona and Di Sorrento. So anyway, there you go. All right. Hypno Amber. Hi, Captain. I just wanted to stop by and say hello and see how you are doing. Missed you on Trekyards. Yeah, I didn't even watch that Trekyards. I was busy at a family event. So here Samuel did a pretty good job on his own. But thank you for stopping by, Hypno Amber. Please hit that like button. Everybody hit that like button. Do the things. And yeah. Ire Fan Geek says this show is starting out damn good. It has direction. One thing Mandalorian season 3 it has direction. One thing Mandalorian season 3 lacked. Henchman 37. That's my good buddy Dan. How's it going, Dan? Just finished watching the episode. Awesome. It's a little bit shorter episode, I think, but it was good. It was definitely jam-packed as far as action goes, although they hit the nail very much so on the head with the World War II-esque dogfight sequences, very reminiscent of what George Lucas initially envisioned for Star Wars. He based a lot of the dogfights, sort of space fights, on actual World War II dogfights. This one was a little too on the nose with that, but we also got some good Luke quotes from Sabine. She doesn't say this exactly, but the blast shield down, I can't see. How am I supposed to fight? And what was the other one? There was one, got him when she shot the guy. That's one of them, but there was another one. I can't remember. God damn it. It was close to the end of the episode and I've forgotten already. And I watched it 3 times now, so. Anyway, BJ, member for 34 months at the rank of ensign, says episode 3 was fantastic. Already watched it 3 times. Me too. And he throws in $1 super chat. Thank you so much, BJ. That is awesome. First super chat of the night. You got super chat slots. And he says, hot dog money. Hot dog money. Yeah. Little King, I agree. Short but good. Sabine was always a cool character, but this show is really making her badass. There you go. I did a YouTube, I forget the channel now. It was everything you need to know about Ahsoka leading up to this show. So they break down all of the important things for her in Clone Wars and Rebels and Mandalorian, and it's all like in a 30-minute episode or a 30-minute YouTube video, which was great. I actually did learn quite a bit, so that was awesome. More on track now, I think, although I don't remember everything necessarily that they said. I think I got the main points of things, but anyway. Really? You can hear my dog panting. She's so excited about something. Hold on one second. Just gonna do that. Bump up the brightness a bit. All right, Ozzy, open the blast door. Jedi Productions can't wait for season 3 of STW. To kill time, I am refocusing on start 3D modeling. What is... Oh, season 3 of Strange New Worlds. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be a bit while. Might be 2 years. Eric Martin is here. Star Wars promotes democracy over the Empire, but always shows politics as weak and dysfunctional, which led to the Empire coming about. BJ, the turbo lasers firing flak shells was exciting but weird. More like slug throwing railguns. Yeah, yeah, those were some odd choices for sure. I do like the hyperspace ring. I do like that whole thing. Although when they zoom in on like a close up of the top part of the ring, I'm like, that's Unicron, man. That is one of Unicron's rings when he's in planet form. It looked so good, better than any Unicron we've got in any Transformers movie. So, yeah, just saying. But yeah, that's a neat idea and a neat premise. Being able to use the hyperspace lanes to go to another galaxy, that's insane. And we got the space whales here, like Ozzy's comment earlier. There be whales here. Yes, exactly. Strange Morgan's big Rin ship can't fire on both sides. They were dead in space floating away. That is very odd. Yes, you're absolutely correct. Because she says, ready the turbo lasers, and they like, from their upward position, they and point down. And then, yeah, once the, like, coasts through the ring, you think they would just, like, turn them back the other way, and oh, well. It's fine. It's fine. I did like a lot of the elements in this one. It definitely called back to a lot of things that, I mean, like it explained a lot. Like the force is in everyone has the force. Talent is a big part of it. You can't just necessarily tap into it, or if you do, it's in a different form. They didn't actually say this, but this has kind of been implied over the years with Star Wars. You can use the force, like some say that Han Solo is force sensitive. That's why he's got such good luck, such good piloting skills. It's just a different way to tap into it. And she did say that the force is in everyone. That was really great. The training at the beginning was awesome. I do like the little, you see where the slash marks were. They were supposed to like be a certain way and they weren't. That was amazing as well. I wish I could remember that third Luke thing that really, and there's one shot too of their ship and you see like the two ships go through and like it's a pan across the front of their ship. It's the exact same from Star Wars. Pans across the front of the Millennium Falcon and you see the two TIE fighters do a dive behind. So this one felt very much Star Wars to me, and one of the best Star Wars episodes for me in a long time, I gotta say. I do like the EVA, the extra vehicle, or the whatever, I forget what the fuck is the acronym on that now. The spacewalk, I like that. She's got a very interesting spacesuit, I gotta say. But using lightsabers to deflect blasters from fighters, that was cool. I also love that she didn't do the Mary Poppins thing. Like, when she was just floating in space, like, I need you to help me here. And she tilted the wing and the magnetic boots locked on. That was cool. She didn't just, like, force her way, like, and fly like Leia did. But, yeah, so lots about this one I really enjoyed. I've heard a lot of people bitch and moan and whine about it. But whatever. They just bitch and moan and whine about everything new, it seems. So, but no, I really enjoyed this one. Thought it was really fun. I wish it was longer, but it didn't feel short. I found when I was watching it, it felt longer than the runtime was. So that's a good thing. I mean, not always. Sometimes it's a bad thing when it feels like you're sitting there for 5 hours and it's only been an hour and a half. You know, that's a sign of a bad movie sometimes. But this one, I think the pacing was good. Some good lines, some good quotes, and I love the back and forth between. I can never remember the robot's name, but David Tennant does the voice of the robot, and Sabine. Very good. Anyway, yeah. So I enjoyed this one a lot. Lil King says, "Hey, what I say last week? Follow the Purgle migration path. You did say that. Yes, you did. He's a smart boy. He's a Ryan. He's a good boy. He's a good." I'm just kidding. Don't be mad at me, Ryan. I'm just messing with you. But yeah, I'm looking forward to next Tuesday, hanging out with you and having some good eats and some Star Wars with some other Star Wars nerds. It'll be fun. So I'm looking forward to that. Eric Martin says, "Did you notice in the intro that Ren's character is red and Merrick is blue?" I don't know who Ren is or Merrick, so I'm confused already by that entire statement. BJ says, "The big ring reminds me of the Lord of the Rings. One ring to rule them all, waiting for a hobbit to show up with a wizard." Indeed. I think the hyperspace ring is itself the ship. Sorry about my pug. Or do you think that it's actually for a big like star destroyer to slide into, to be like a hyper ring for a star destroyer? What do you guys think? Sean says, "Lucas said Force is in everyone. Glad Filoni is incorporating it into the series." Yes. Miss Chopper. Yeah, the kid was in it too. The kid and Chopper were in it for a minute. So, Ioric Sirut Emwe was a Force believer. He is not a Jedi, but he was able to connect to the Force, which was very cool. I like the idea that Sabine could do even more. Okay, I don't know who the person you're talking about is, the Sharut Emwe. So I apologize. Not as up on my Star Wars lore as my Star Trek lore. But Sean says, "I think the people who are complaining, aside from the stiffness of Ahsoka's acting, didn't see Rebels or Clone Wars. These characters deserve the power of characterization that they have, unlike Rey." Agreed. I'm not a huge fan of Rosario Dawson's Ahsoka, honestly. I really prefer the way Ahsoka looked in Rebels with the longer like horns. They were like very long and elegant. They really dumbed them down to like young Ahsoka. I don't like that, but that's probably just a prosthetics choice just to make it easier. Fine. But Rosario Dawson's acting, I don't know, bugs me a lot. Ryan, our little king that's on here, he says it's fine, it suits the character. I don't know. I'm just going through and watching Clone Wars now finally. So I am really enjoying it though. I wasn't really getting into Clone Wars for the first little while of it, but now I'm into it, and it's really good. It's really enjoyable to watch. So I highly recommend Clone Wars. And I need to watch Rebels afterwards, of course. Like I said, I did watch the 30-minute breakdown on all the things you need to know about Ahsoka before watching this series. So I do kind of have a rough knowledge of what the hell's going on. But yeah, and I'm not one of these people that it's an animated show. I'm not going to watch an animated show. I love animated shows. Some of the best things are animated. Let's be fair. Like Beast Wars, Transformers Beast Wars is so well written. Such good character development. It's top notch. And yeah, so Animated is not a big deal for me. I will watch things animated. I never got around to watching Clone Wars though, for whatever reason, and I watched like the first few episodes of Rebels when it first came out, and kind of lost interest in that. And yeah, then Star Wars Resistance came out, and I'm like, I'm not watching that because I didn't watch Clone Wars or Rebels. So, it's one of those things, right? But yes, they do have good characterization. My only problem is she doesn't feel at all like anything I knew about Ahsoka. Even in Mandalorian, she felt a little off for me from what I knew about Ahsoka. I know she was kind of, sassy and adventurous and, kind of strong-willed. This Ahsoka is much more tempered, which is fine. She's older. She's learned a lot. People change. People grow up. And she's been through a lot. So I get it. I get it. I just don't agree with the characterization of her from Rosario Dawson. But again, I could be totally wrong on that. So Merrick was the helmeted red saber pilot. Oh, he's the knight. He wears the knight helmet. Okay, yeah. Theories about him. I forget who I was watching, but they said it would be cool if he was actually one of Darth Vader's, like, not Padawan, but like apprentices, going after also Ahsoka, who was also one of Anakin's. And the name Starkiller was dropped, and I'm like, Starkiller. It'd be awesome if it was Starkiller. If they could bring in Starkiller into a live action thing, fuck yeah, do that, absolutely. So Starkiller would be great. My gut feeling, is that it's actually Ezra Bridger. That seems a little too obvious and a little too on the nose, though, so I don't know if they would do that necessarily. But that's kind of the thought that I had about that. But hey, I've been known to be wrong once or twice, or 50 times. BJ says Star Wars fandom is the worst. They won't love this show till they have a new one to hate watch. Yeah. General Grievous, 'tis your favorite cybernetic general. Well, your only cybernetic general. But those details aren't important. Don't forget about Dreadnought. Don't know if he's a general, though. Little King says the latter, I think. And that was way long ago when you typed that, so I don't know what you're talking about. BJ says, I think the hyperspace ring is a tug, too. Recover Thrawn and his Star Destroyer. Okay, like that, yeah, absolutely. Sean, Chirrut was Monk from Rogue One. Oh, yes, the Force is with me. I'm one with the Force. The Force is with me. Yes, was very present in this episode as well. So thank you. I know who it is. I just didn't know his name offhand, so I apologize. Ahsoka was so up and spunky, and she is so stoic now. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. General Grievous, supposedly the choice for her prosthetic was to make things easier for stunt actors to do stunts. Stupid. She looks so much better in Rebels. Who gives a shit about the stunt actors? Figure it out. Sean, Clone Wars is like TNG. You never recommend the first 2 seasons. Sounds accurate. Clone Wars and Rebels take a while to get really good. By the end, you can see where Mando came from. General Grievous, in my opinion, they made Ahsoka Kolinar Spock. Dawson is a good actress, but even older Ahsoka in Rebels didn't match her personality. I just don't think it was the right casting or direction. That's kind of my thinking as well. Yeah, look, I love Rosario Dawson, all that. I thought she was good as Ahsoka in The Mandalorian, but then again, I didn't know much about Ahsoka back then. Even then, as I say that, I'm like, watching Mandalorian when she was introduced, I thought she felt off from what I did know about Ahsoka. Again, didn't know a whole lot necessarily, but sorry, I'm just messing with this thing. I got really cool Goliath figure here from Gargoyles. Sylvia's a huge Gargoyles fan, and we bought this when we were in Port Huron this last weekend, and I did an unboxing on it today, and I'm just trying to get a good pose for her on her desk, and it keeps falling over. But anyway, there will be an unboxing video on the Captain Foley personal channel for Goliath. Don't worry. Anyway. Stormhawk 427. Animation to live action is always a bit of a transition. I'm sure the more we see, the better it will get. If it's Ezra, then Thrawn should have already returned with him. But it's space. Who knows what happened? Phil King, wild theory. It's Maul Morgan Elsbeth. Brought him back. I have no fucking clue who that is. So, if anybody out there knows, hope you enjoyed that theory. BJ says, actually, when Ahsoka was floating outside the ship, have you fixed the ship? Great, pick me up. Was the most like Ahsoka from animation. Dawson was very good in Mando and Boba Fett, I thought. Yeah, that was very Ahsoka-like for sure. It's definitely something you would have heard in Clone Wars, you know. So yeah, I agree with that. Terrence Childs, hey Captain, fully nice to see you back. Fully nice? What do you mean? And back from where? I've had severe back pain for 5 days now. Started out a little bit, just a twinge in my back, which I'm used to because I'm old. I've always had back issues, so not a problem. And then it got worse the next day, and then the next day, which was, what day is today? Today's Wednesday. On Monday, I could hardly move. Tuesday, same thing. This morning, same thing. It's feeling a little better now, but sitting, lying down, couldn't find a comfortable position. Transitioning from sitting to standing up was brutal. Once I was standing, I was all right, though. So, very sore back. I'm here, though. This is a pretty comfy chair, but I can still feel like the tightness in my back right now. So, but I have been taking medication for it, so I don't know if it's actually getting better or if it's just the medication that's helping out. So, anyway, regardless, I was kind of gone. We didn't do any lives on the Trekyards channel, this week because of that. I was in no shape to do a live the last 2 days. So today I could have done one, but Sam was busy. So, hey. And here we are, anyway. Eric Martin, looks like that red ship would fit a ship like Moff Gideon had. Moff Gideon's wasn't very big. Moff Gideon didn't have a big ship at all, like, especially compared to like a Star Destroyer. It was not big, and that ring looks like it can take a full Star Destroyer. The director would be telling her to act that way. She wouldn't just do it on her own, I don't think. Well, I think she would have talked to Dave Filoni. Dave Filoni would have said to do that. As Dave Filoni's character, so I'm going to have a shot of my Peach Crown Royal. Because nobody has super chatted in for a shot yet, but that's okay. So, cheers to Ahsoka. Stormhawk 427. The ring is wider than the Arquitans. Don't know what that is either. Terrence Childs. Terrence Childs. Hi, Captain. Do you own any Stargate memorabilia? No, actually. Like one or two shirts, but nothing else. I wanted to get some of the ships from Eagle Moss, but I haven't got those. So, Little King. I meant it's Darth Maul and the Dathomir Witch, Morgan Elsbeth, brought him back to life. Sorry. No problem. That makes more sense. Yeah, sure. Cool. Was he dead? I didn't think he was dead. I mean, what's her nuts is still looking for him. I don't know. I don't know what Green Girl's name is. General, whoever. Nice ass though. But she's been looking for him. It's her personal vendetta. It was brought up in this one. You sure this isn't just, to fuel your personal vendetta to find Ezra Bridger? So he disappeared with Thrawn. We didn't know if he was dead. So, Ira Fan Geek, time to sneak into your wife's stash and partake in some cannabis. LOL for your back. Yeah, no. Well, as long as that's not as long as it's not high in THC. If it's the CBD, that's fine. But yeah. Stormhawk 427. Also, I think it's cool that the Jedi Starfighter's shape was inspired by the Star Destroyer. The big hyperspace ring docking with Thrawn's Star Destroyer is like what the Jedi ship did, but bigger. Yeah. Speaking of those fighters, as I said at the start of this, it's very on the nose for World War II dogfighting, to the point where those looked like goddamn planes, complete with wings, and the two of them, maybe two, maybe more, had like a tail fin, but it was on the bottom. It's like the plane was just flipped upside down. It was a little too on the nose, guys. That kind of bugged me a little bit, and seeing the whole like rotating turret, like from a bomber, a little too on the nose. The Millennium Falcons was different enough that it invoked that without directly looking like it, So, anyway. BJ says, Ahsoka had a cheekiness to her personality, like calling Anakin Sky Guy. That's missing. More stoic, more brooding. Perhaps the New Republic is to blame. They wear down everyone. Asked Dr. Pershing. Yes, Dr. Pershing. Yeah, exactly. She's not snippy. Nobody calls her Snips anymore because she's not, So, and I miss that. I miss that fun vibe from Ahsoka, you know. Terrence Childs, Sabine is no Jedi, and we all know it's the way she got stabbed and didn't die. General Grievous, Moff Gideon's ship was an Imperial light cruiser, which was modified up Armed Republic a Quintain from the Clone Wars show. Perfect. Stormhawk 427, Arquitans is the class of Moff Gideon's ship, basically a light cruiser. Yeah, so definitely not big, not like the size of a Star Destroyer. So, where did Sabine get a lightsaber from? Don't know. I haven't watched Rebels. Apparently, a lot of that stuff about her and Ahsoka isn't in Rebels, so they're filling in the story between with exposition. I don't know is the answer. Maybe somebody in the chat knows. BJ says the only way for Ezra to come back without Thrawn by himself is the space whales. I don't think Merrick, helmet guy, is Ezra. It's been confirmed. I think that he is an Inquisitor from the Empire. Cool. Stormhawk says, didn't bother me. I don't know what he's talking about, but I'm glad it didn't bother you. Sergeant Montgomery Mako says, come sit at my table. We just stepped and... Come sit at my table. We just stepped and trained all over. Yes, the table that rises out of the floor. It's kind of neat. Space saving on a spaceship. I kind of like it. But yeah, good point. Sean says, of them, look like Grievous's ship, in my opinion. So 2D evolution of the design. Don't know what ship you're talking about specifically, but okay. General Grievous says from Ezra Bridger in Rebels. Okay. Who has the blasted Darksaber? Dun dun dun. Dan. Oh, sorry, Henchman 37. I don't know if you want me to. I don't know if you want me to use your real name, Daniel. But he's here. He says, "Yeah, I thought the same about the fighters. Didn't place near gun until you mentioned it. Oh yeah, it's totally exactly the same as like a B-52. Like the, yeah, right down to the cannons. Like it just, ugh. But yeah, the fighters and that just are too on the nose for World War II. Analog of digital fighting, or digital analog of digital. Um, analog of like classic World War II dogfights." BJ says Sabine has Ezra's lightsaber. He left it behind when Thrawn and him were taken away to the space whales at the end of Rebels. Oh, so it's Ezra's lightsaber. Well, there you go. The dark saber is destroyed. Rip. Terrence Childs, thank you for telling me about the destruction of the dark saber. Damn it. I didn't know it was destroyed. Was it destroyed? Don't know. Our fan geek, Thrawn and Ezra could be stuck in a Nexus type thing and need saving. Sure, yeah, it's space, man. Anything can happen. General Grievous, the Zatoichi combat training was a nod to the Japanese novelist Ken Shimazao character Zatoshachi, who was a blind masseur and swordsman. Indeed. Yeah, the training was very Japanese. But I mean, Star Wars is Japanese, right? Kurosawa or whatever. I don't fucking know. I just know that he based it on the fucking that shit. Stormhawk 427. I hope that floor table gets cleaned regularly. Oh, I'm sure it does. It's got like a space age polymer that like kills everything on contact, so you don't have to clean it really. Our fan geek, the Nexus made it to a galaxy far, far away. I want them to jump to the Milky Way galaxy. That galaxy that they showed on that map looked like the fucking Milky Way galaxy, and where the pinpoint was where they had to go was in one of the spiral arms. Could have been Earth. It'd be fucking great if they just hyperspace to Earth. And there's Earth. Hi. How you doing? Yeah, this blue guy showed up and like kicked all our asses, and get them the fuck out of here, all right? Eric Martin throws in a $20 for your sore back. Oh. Yes. I need to change the label on this. Thank you, Eric. That is amazing. So, because, yeah, the label on this currently is Crown Royal Peach, Trekyards Command, Limited Reserve, Captain Foley. I mean, this is still Trekyards. I'm still Captain Foley, but it feels not Star Wars enough. So, how do we rectify this situation? I don't know. I'm just going to drink it. Thank you for the $20 super chat. Every $20 super chat tonight does get a shot, so it could make for an interesting last half of the live. I don't know. It's up to you guys. Perfect. Henchman 37. The ship the White Hair Apprentice was in looked like a ship Grievous used in Clone Wars. Okay, that makes sense. ISFJ 1009. Qui-Gon was killed when he was run through with a lightsaber. Shak Ti was also killed when run through, as was Ajin Kolar. Just right there. What? just right there was where Ahsoka started turning me off. Yeah, but some people get shot and die from one bullet. Other people can be shot 5, 6 times and survive, or be shot roughly in the same spot and survive. So, for you to say that a wound can kill some people but not others, and that turns you off, I don't understand your logic. How close are they to medical help? How cauterized was the wound? Was it over an inch or a centimeter that hit a vital organ, but not in Sabine's case? It's a goddamn wound. Not everybody dies from everything. Like I said, people get shot and survived. Other people get shot and die instantly. Sometimes almost in the same spot. It's who gives a shit? That turned you off? Seriously? Oh my goodness. BJ says, I really like the Ahsoka ship. Reminds me of the Boeing B-29 or B-17 with the forward cockpit and ball turret and the tube corridor leading to it. Yes, absolutely. I also like how it like does the pivot thing. Although that bothered me at first. Like it's like this way in space, and then to land it's got to do the and go sideways. Why do they make Star Wars ships so fucking complicated? Although in the fight, being able to like, especially with the space wheel, like you're this way, and then space wheels are like you gotta like turn your ship. That's cool. That comes in handy, right? But anyway, I do like the ship. It grew on me. I didn't like it at first. Sergeant Montgomery says, yes, in space the dogfight is more than momentum and a chase. XYZ. BJ says Darksaber was destroyed in Mando Season 3. Moff Gideon crushed it with his power suit. I guess the Kyber crystals are still good. Think they should use them to light a memorial light on Mandalore. Well, way to ruin it for everybody. I remembered this. I just was plain stupid so that Terrence... Thank you, BJ. That's okay. No, it's fine. Spoilers. Obviously, there's going to be spoiler discussion in these kind of talks. So if you don't like it, don't watch. It's pretty simple. ISFJ1009. The captain is bringing out the Peach Crown Royal. Tasty. Hell yeah. Daniel Grievous. The space flight scene was too World War II for me. They needed to think on 3 dimensions, as it would have added more to it than some Mitsubishi Zeros fighting a P-38 Mustang in space. Although, yeah, exactly. Exactly. I love the... Tell me what you need me to do. Okay. I got them fucking lined up. There's 3 of them coming in. Dive. The fuck? Like, I expected they're coming in and they dive, and then all of a sudden you see like the broadsides of the bottom. But she fucking dives and is shooting and misses. The fuck is wrong with you? Anyway, that bugged me a little bit. Sergeant Montgomery Mako, ancient Indian gods were blue. That's true. The Anunnaki. Stormhawk 427. One of the shots from that space battle was shot almost exactly like it was in A New Hope. Yeah, well, absolutely. I said that already with the pan. The pan across the front of the ship with the 2 ships like doing this behind. Straight out of Star Wars A New Hope. With the Millennium Falcon and the TIE Fighters. Sean says Crown Royal over ice cream and Dr. Pepper. That tastes like chocolate Dr. Pepper. Would taste like chocolate Dr. Pepper. That sounds yummy. Crown Royal is Canadian's best. It's not our best, but it's damn good. BJ says Sabine Wren was run through on one side like modern battlefield medicine with its golden hour. Wren got treatment very fast on a peaceful high-tech planet. Exactly. Terrence Child, send $20 not to drink, everyone. Stormhawk 427. Is it possible to stabilize but not fully heal wounds with the Force? Yes, absolutely it is. Darth Vader does it. If he loses his suit or his suit malfunctions, he can force himself to breathe using the Force for a limited amount of time. It's in I don't know, fuck it. Since it's in Star Wars lore, yes, you can use the Force to do medical things. So, yes. I don't like the liquor, though, too much. Sugar give me my whiskey with a splash of Coke for color. Perfect. Sean says, Qui-Gon was laying on the floor for an entire fight with Maul. He, lay there for much longer than Sabine. Not surprised he died. Yeah, exactly. And he was still alive by the time Obi-Wan vanquished Maul and got back to him. So they just didn't have medical facilities or a way to stabilize him at the time. Stupid argument to say that that's why you tuned out. I'm sorry. Stormhawks. Spinning the wings can help you fool enemies into thinking you're going to bank one way before going another. Yes, they teach you the same thing in sword fighting. Don't watch the person's shoulders. Don't watch their hands. Don't watch their eyes. Don't watch their head. If you want to win in a sword fight and you want to anticipate the person's next move, watch their belt buckle. Watch their waist. It looks like you're looking at their junk, but you're not, because the waist will never lie. If they're going to fake going to the left and they want to go to the right, the waist is going to aim to the right. That's one of the things they teach you in sword fighting. In case you guys didn't know, I am trained in sword fighting in medieval broadsword, fencing, and kendo. Always watch the waist to see where they're going to move. The waist will never lie to you as far as faking a move in a sword fight. So, yes. I don't know what that has to do with fighter jets or space fighters, but that's okay. Just a fun fact. Ire Fan Geek. The robot Seth could be Darth Maul, lol. They brought him back so many times. One word, Bacta. Yes. Terrence Childs, to the best of Star Wars knowledge, that girl is the only person that's ever taken a lightsaber to the gut and lived. That's not true at all. I'm sure a lot of people have. I was thinking some of the video games as well. Anyway, Ire Fan Geek, I don't consider the three Dark Jedi, those are Sith. Most Jedi turn Sith. It doesn't make them Dark Jedi, lol. Ahsoka can be considered a gray Jedi, an outcast. I consider them Dark Jedi, though. I don't see them as Sith, because the girl has a Padawan braid. They still have Jedi robes on. They're not... I don't know. I don't think they're Sith. I don't think they went full Sith, because that's a totally different form of training and stuff as well. I think they are Dark Jedi. That's my thoughts. I could be wrong. BJ says, Filoni is doing a good job in making Sabine's near-death experience meaningful. She referred to it in this episode as a learning experience, like Luke losing his hand, making him more serious. Why so serious, son? Ire Fan Geek, the Jedi Outcast games are the best, by the way, storyline-wise. And the way you battled with a lightsaber, it was the best. It was the best. It was very nice. ISFJ 1009 throws in $20. That's a shot. I'll meet you on blaster hits, but it's a lightsaber, Captain. Remember that Qui-Gon's lightsaber did to the blast doors, the droid ship blast doors. Now put that into a person's body. Consistency is all I ask. Now drink. I'm gonna fucking argue with you to the death on this. He fucking put the lightsaber in and started, and like the fucking heat started expanding. She got stabbed. It wasn't left in. If she was stabbed and they sliced, then fuck yeah, she did. But stab from a hot weapon, it's gonna be cauterized. It's gonna cauterize the wound. So as long as it doesn't hit a major organ, you're not gonna bleed to death, and you should be fine. So, I hate to break it to you. I know you're buying me a drink. This would be a good discussion to have over some drinks at a bar. But you're wrong. Whether you're paying for a shot for me or not, you're absolutely fucking wrong. Cheers. I'm the captain. I have the last say. It's my show. You're wrong. All right, I said people got shot all the time. I was meaning in real life, first of all, but let's change that. Let's mix that up and say a lot of people get stabbed. A lot of people get stabbed. Some people can get stabbed 12 times and survive. Depends on the length of the blade, depends on where they're stabbed. A lot of people survive a stabbing. A lot of people don't. One wrong stab to a major artery, to the heart, whatever, you're dead. To get stabbed where she was stabbed on a human anatomy, assuming she's human, yeah, it's pretty good luck you're going to survive that, even if it runs you all the way through. Like I said, as long as you don't slash out, you're fine. If it's just a stab, you can survive. But that being said, the person next to you that had the exact same wound might die. It depends on medical treatment. It depends on your physical fitness. It depends on whether you use the force to like stabilize the wound. It depends on a lot of things. Maybe the midichlorians were like, holy shit, look at that hole, let's fix it. And they all fucking swarmed to the hole. I don't know. Regardless, people can survive certain traumas when other people don't. It's fine. That's real life. I don't know what to tell you. Not to mention the Force is with Sabine, and Sabine is with the Force. Sean says, nah, Knights of the Old Republic, in my opinion, but Outcast was badass. I just downloaded Dark Forces and Dark Forces 2 on Steam. Looking forward to playing those. Ira Fan Geek, Knights of the Republic was an amazing storyline, but even the RPG, the gameplay was laggy, but no doubt Knights of the Old Republic and Jedi Outcast games were the best. BJ says, fair point on lightsaber power, but it is a franchise with World War II dogfighting in space with laser guns firing flak shells. Exactly. Sergeant Montgomery says, I'm trained with a bayonet. Cool. Riva, etc., etc. Eric Martin says, that robot needs a new battery backup. He was down for like 10 minutes. He was. He's old. He's a centuries-old robot, so he's under those new lithium cells, I'm telling you. General Grievous, they need to lay off the stabbing people with lightsabers. That's my thing. That said, with Qui-Gon Jinn, the lightsaber severed his spine and came out his back. Plus, he was sitting for a long time. Perfect. Yes, exactly. Severed his spinal cord. Sabine's didn't. It was not centered. It was off to the left, or her right, but our left. And stop stabbing people in Star Wars. Seriously? Star Wars is the let's cut shit off of you fucking franchise. Let's cut off a hand. Let's cut off an arm. Even C-3PO had a fucking new arm in The Force Awakens. Like, come on. It's Amputee City in Amputee Galaxy far, far away in Star Wars. Darth Maul got his legs cut off. Like, if you have an appendage and you use a lightsaber, chances are you're going to lose something. More so than being stabbed. Terrence Child says, speaking of fencing and sword fighting, I recently found out that Jon Snow's sword was an Otakan. Okay. Sergeant Montgomery says, mercenary Jedi like a soldier without a country. BJ says, it is a 2,500-year-old battery backup, 75% original parts. That's right, he did say 75% original parts, didn't he? Yeah, so 2,500-year-old battery backup. I mean, best case scenario, the battery life on that won't be 100% every time it charges. It's probably down to like, let's be generous, 79%. So, Sergeant Montgomery says the Padawan didn't have orders to kill, period. Okay. Ira Fan Geek says Ahsoka is the Jedi outcast. I can see a Luke cameo out of nowhere saving her. That would be sick, and him asking her for help to help him, but she stays outcast. I would love to see a Luke cameo in this for sure. Eric Martin says, so, your opinion, Captain, in Star Wars. The lightsaber fights have way too many blocking moves to just make it look cool and drag the fights out. Hardly any stabbing or plunging moves. Thoughts? There's lots of plunging moves in Star Wars. Like, the Emperor. I forget which fucking movie it was, but when he was fighting Yoda, he like... It's flashy for the sake of flashy. It's showmanship over anything else. It is classic stage sword fighting, but enhanced to make it more exciting and thrilling. Not just with glowing swords that like create light when they strike, but for the fanciness of the moves. See, here's the thing, and this is a true thing. In a sword fight, if a sword fight lasts more than 30 seconds, which is a fucking infinity for a sword fight, by the way. If it lasts more than 30 seconds, you're dead. No question about it. The person you're fighting is either as good as you or better than you, and it's just holding you off. So if it lasts more than 30 seconds, you're fucking dead. With the Force, I would assume that the Force allows you to do those fancier moves, and also do force pushes and stuff like that. We see that in sword fights all the time. Those actually exist in real sword fights as well. A strike to the face, use the hilt of the sword to hit somebody in the head to knock them back, kick somebody. Lightsaber fights in Star Wars are very showy, and they're unnecessarily so. Like, it is just for show. It is to make a good presentation. I think the sword fights in A New Hope, or the lightsaber fights in A New Hope, were much better, much more realistic, much more to the point. When we get to Attack of the Clones, Phantom Menace, whatever the third movie was, with the fancy fucking super long sword fight or lightsaber fight between Obi-Wan and Anakin, that was to show the power of both Obi-Wan and Anakin. So yes, it's extended. Yes, it was brutal. Yes, it was not just in one fucking room. I could do a whole video about sword fighting if you guys really wanted. I do know a lot about it. A lot of times, generally, you'll see somebody with a sword. They'll like stuck to the ground and they'll draw like a semicircle. In a real sword fight, you shouldn't really move outside that semicircle. And a sword fight should be 1 or 2 strikes and then you're done. You're either dead or you're moving on to the next person. You know who does swords fights? You know what show does sword fights really well? Fuck, this alcohol's already kicking my ass. That is The Witcher. If you watch The Witcher on Netflix, those sword fights are 100% realistic. 1 or 2 strikes, done. There's no fanciness. There's no block, 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 block. You know, advance, retreat, parry. None of that shit. That's all stage shit. That's for theatrics. That's for the theater. Those are for movies. Those are not how sword fights actually play out. Like I said, if a sword fight lasts more than 30 seconds, you're dead. Chances are like 90% or more that you're dead because the person you're fighting is just as good as you or better. Anyway, what are we talking about? We just went way off the rails there. General Grievous, but I agree with you, Cap. The lightsaber went through his spine, and there was for almost 10 seconds. Only Sabine's lung was punctured, and it was fast thrust. Exactly, fast thrust, punctured lung. Anybody can survive from. It'd be brutal, but you can. It happens all the time. Not a sword, but like people get stabbed with like rebar or parts of their car in a car accident. You get deflated lungs and shit all the time. In the ER, I've never had a deflated. Well, once or twice I've fallen like off a swing set or something when I was a kid and fallen on my back and just had the air knocked out of you. You know where you can't breathe, like the most terrifying thing ever. I'm sure everybody out there's experienced that. So yeah, you still have one functioning lung. You're fine. BJ says, at the end of the day, Sabine Wren's survival from the lightsaber wound is the one thing that makes the most sense in Star Wars, given where she was, unlike Reva in Obi-Wan, who was left behind to die by Vader. Ira Fan Geek, sorry for the typos, spell correct. I got to turn it off. No problem. General Grievous, I didn't say everyone stop stabbing people. Just leave that to me and my signature move. Yeah. Not 2,500 years. Huang is 25,000 years old, which is nothing short of a work of art. There you go. I didn't know that. That's 25,000. Holy shit, son. All right. Ira Fan Geek, do you think we'll find out more about the robot Dark Jedi or Sith or whatever you want to call him? Probably. I don't know. I don't know is my answer. General Grievous, you'll love one of the sword fights at the end of Rebels. The sword fight is done in under 30 seconds with 3 moves by the winner. Exactly. That's how sword fights are done. Those are realistic sword fights. You don't fuck around in a sword fight. You get exhausted, you burn out your stamina, you get sore. You don't want to fucking prolong it. 1 or 2 strikes, you're done. Either you're dead or they're dead. So sword fighting is not as fancy as everybody thinks it is. And there is an art to theatrical sword fighting, 100%. But it's for show. And if you're really good and you want to fuck around and play with somebody that's trying to kill you, you absolutely can. And that's why I say, if a sword fight lasts more than 30 seconds, you're dead. Because the person you're fighting is better than you and they've been fucking toying with you to have some fun. And you're gonna die. Unless you get in a lucky strike. That's why I say 90% chance that you're dead. Anyway. Sean says it's canon now that lightsaber fights are long due to Jedi trying to use the Force to protect and sense the other Jedi Sith moves. Yeah, well, that's a whole other element to it, right? Eric Martin, given Sabine is trained as a Mandalorian, she doesn't seem very skilled at things, even if she is still training as a Jedi. That's a very good point, actually. She was trained to use the Darksaber. I do know that. And the Darksaber we know from the Mandalorian is hard to wield. It actually gets heavier and heavier depending on how you use it. It shouldn't. You should go with the flow. So, but you're right. For a man, she's also been out of the game for a while. Even that was even said in this episode. You're just rusty or whatever Ahsoka said to her when she was missing the targets. But yeah, Mandalorians are warriors. They are trained. I think Mandalorians are trained more on like a general scale. They kind of cover everything from blasters to, flying around with their jetpacks to all that shit. So it's not really a specific art. So yeah, I would agree with you that she's not really showing any of that. That being said, I don't know how long she's been under the game, how long she's been not flexing those muscles necessarily. So and I don't know if I'm making any goddamn sense. I can definitely feel this alcohol. And I've only had 3 shots. So, shit. Given Sabine is trained as a Mandalorian, she doesn't... Oh, I just read that one. Sorry. All right, moving on. Sergeant Montgomery Mako says, absolutely, the chaos of a real battle with swords on a battlefront is no more than pushing after the first couple minutes. Yes. General Grievous, that's the other thing. One-on-one sword fighting is totally different than battlefield sword fighting. You got to cover all your sides. Holy shit, I just realized I should do a fucking video about sword fighting on my Captain Foley personal channel. Because I just feel like I want to talk about sword fighting right now. But we're talking about Ahsoka, for Christ's sakes. All right, moving on. General Grievous, and some of the fancy sword moves in Star Wars are power flexes to intimidate the enemy. Yeah, but enemies don't give a fuck about that. You know, if I'm fighting, here we go, sword fighting. If I'm fighting somebody and they're doing all the, I feel like Indiana Jones just like, or one fucking thrust to the fucking head. I play. Oh, I gotta play that again. Actually, Swordsman VR on the PlayStation. So it's a VR sword fighting game, which is fun. But because I'm a real sword fighter, there's no fucking feedback from blades hitting. And slashing is kind of fucking useless in that game. So a lot of times I just take the sword and fucking thrust it right through like their head or through their neck or through the joints to kill them because slashing in that game is fucking pointless. So when I see somebody doing fancy shit, I'm like, okay, that can be intimidating to agree. I get that, but at the same time, it's like, just let's just get on with it, and one, you're dead. You know. So yes, intimidation tactic for sure, especially if you know the person's like if they have a reputation, if they're a legend. They don't need to show off at that point though. So it's one of those things, right? It can be intimidating, but it can also be like, this guy doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He's just showing off for the sake of showing off. It's something. Those are those moves that they do with the, like the fancy. Those are what you do when you're training by yourself. You got nothing else to do. You got no opponents, so you're doing all this fancy shit, which means that they probably don't have a lot of swordsman experience necessarily. Yeah, that's a conversation, which we'll get into at some other point. Hit that like button if you haven't already, guys. 33 likes, 23 of you here, which is awesome. I would love another couple super chats. I would like to take some more shots. Like I said, I'm already feeling my alcohol, so it can only get better from here. But yeah, thank you everybody for being here. You guys are awesome. Little King, you still here? You know, you probably buggered off, bastard. I'm not coming over on Tuesday now. I'm not coming over on Tuesday unless you comment right now. All right. Our Fan Geek, a lot of CGI mistakes in Attack of the Clones, especially in the final battle. If you look in the background, there was Jedis fighting nobody. Yes, yes. Well, that's just for the sake of filming, though. Oh, he's here. Dude. I was testing you. He's passed. Good job, Padawan. All right. Terrence Childs, I have watched the show on Netflix that is pretty good. The Witcher is pretty good. I've watched all of those sword fights, and you're right. They are excellent. Yes, and they're very super hyper realistic. The Witcher has some great sword fighting scenes. I get all giddy when a sword fighting scene happens in The Witcher, and Sylvia laughs at me because she knows how I feel about the fancy, showy sword fight shit. It's fun to watch, for sure, but just stabbing somebody through the neck and wrenching up your sword so their fucking like skull pops off their body. Yeah, that's real sword fighting. Not pretty. Holy shit, Terrence Childs agreed with me on something. It's a fucking miracle. Sean says, Witcher has badass sword fighting. Gonna miss Cavill. Yeah, don't even make me start on that shit. Thank you, Samuel Colt. That's funny. Eric Martin, it kind of looked like there was nothing in their cups at the table, which threw me out. Oh, yeah. That's often the case, and that does throw me off in a lot of scenes in movies and stuff where it's clear that there's nothing, that they're drinking nothing. And you can always tell when somebody is fake drinking. Like, this cup is empty. Something about this and this. People don't have... Anyway, yeah, but it didn't bother me in this particular instance. I'm just saying, in general, you can notice those kind of things. Our Fan Geek, Game of Thrones do some good sword fighting, too, that is realistic as it gets, despite the dragons. Yes, Game of Thrones is also good. A lot of newer shows have got very good at actual, like, realistic sword fights. So... this Game of Thrones, despite the way it ended, changed the way TV shows were made. Absolutely, 100% agree with you. He also goes on to say, what's up with Disney Plus ads now? It's $20 a month if you want ad-free. That is savage. I'm willing to pay that though. Fuck ads. Ira Fan Geek, doesn't Disney have enough money? Yeah, I mean, yes, but they also spent $4 billion on Star Wars, so I mean, that's a big slice. But you're right. You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. They do have enough money. Fuck them. Let's boycott Disney, everybody. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Sergeant Montgomery says Old Ben took out Maul in seconds. That's in Rebels, I assume. And I don't know if I've seen that sword fight. But that's how sword fight goes, unfortunately. BJ says Sabine Wren with blaster pistols is deadly, more so with a bomb. Like to see her rely on her strength. She is likely rusty from rooting for a year after for a few years as a speeder bike chick. Yeah, exactly. Yes, sword fighting live. Sword fighting live? I was going to do an edited video about sword fighting, but that might be a little dry, and I might miss things. I like engaging with you people and answering your questions. All right, cool. You've talked me into it. I'll do a live about sword fighting. I'm sure no one will show up, though, if I ever do that, though. It'll be one of those things that nobody's going to show up. Might be 2 people. And should I do it on the Captain Foley personal channel or here? It really doesn't fit here on Trekyards. And I've never actually done a live stream from the Captain Foley personal channel just because I have so many viewers and subscribers over here on Trekyards. I always do my lives over here. But I've been thinking about migrating them to the Captain Foley personal channel. So I don't know if I should. Anyway. BJ says, if you make a sword fighting video, I'll watch and save it. Be useful for my writing. I'm willing to help you out any way possible with any writing you have to do about sword fights. Trust me, I've learned enough and I've done enough sword fighting. You look what shape I'm in and you're like, you fucking did sword fighting? Yeah, I fucking did. Unfortunately, it was 20 plus years ago. But I did sword fighting quite regularly and was trained in like 3 different disciplines of it. So the knowledge doesn't go anywhere. Hurling a fucking sword around, though, unfortunately nowadays is not quite as easy. But it's just like riding a bike. Once you get into it, do a few training sessions and you're back into it. So I really should. It's good physical fitness, but I'm fat, so. I agree. Swordsmanship with Captain Foley 101. General Grievous says, I'm trying out Screwball whiskey. It's peanut butter flavored. I don't know how I feel about that. I love peanut butter, but drinking something peanut butter flavored? I don't know. I don't know about that. Mr. Silverpants 68. I would have used a more energetic actress to portray Ahsoka and had the original voice actress from Clone Wars do a voiceover. It would have been epic. Yeah. I'm going to puff on this. If you don't like it, I don't give a shit. Nothing against Rosario Dawson, but yeah, her Ahsoka is something about it. It's just kind of blah. Our Fan Geek, the Viper versus the Mountain was one of the best fight scenes ever filmed in Game of Thrones. That scene in Game of Thrones got him the Mandalorian stuff. Yeah, and the ironic fucking thing about that, the Viper versus the Mountain, the Viper got his fucking skull crushed. And then what happens? The Mandalorian, where he's wearing a helmet all the time, made of Beskar, which is indestructible, which means the head crash never would have happened. The irony of it all. Sean, Mr. Silverpants. Thing is, Dawson was a fan cast that the producers hired too. So the responsibility lies with the director, not the actress. It also likely she's being directed to act stoic. Possibly, but has she watched Clone Wars? Has she watched Rebels? Does she know what Ahsoka's about? Does she know why she's called Snips? I get it. You change when you get older. I can 100% attest to this. But I still have my spark. I still have the spark that I had when I was 20. I still feel like I'm in my 20s, for God's sakes. I do not feel my age. Nor will I ever. I've learned a lot. I can give the Picard speeches to my kids and to my dad, which I had to do last weekend as well. And knowledge, life experience. But I still am an asshole. I still am joking around, kidding around. I still feel like I'm in my 20s. So I can't see somebody changing that much. Like I said, Little King, if he's still here, I don't know. He probably not. If he doesn't comment right away, I'm not coming over to his place on Tuesday. Anyway, he said that he finds that the portrayal of Ahsoka by Rosario Dawson is good and actually makes sense. And I can see the reasoning there, but at the same time, nah. You need some of that spark. Anyway. Eric Martin, I'm right there with you. Peanut butter whiskey. Holy shit, Matt Borbin's here. Matt. You never make it to the late night lives anymore. Matt. I love Matt. Matt is great. Matt, even though we've never met, I consider him a very good friend. I love Matt. Glad he is here for the late night live. Don't know if he can stick around, but hopefully he's probably still working. If you're still working, I feel bad, my friend. I love you. Thank you for all the help you've given me in all the ways that you help me. I appreciate it. You take time out of your day and your shitty work schedule for me, and I appreciate it. So welcome. Anywho, General Grievous, that's why I totally don't go to Hondo Onaka, the Hondo Onaka way for watching Star Wars shows. That sounds familiar, but it sounds familiar. I'm just going to move on. My air captain didn't know you had not seen it. Had not seen what? Sergeant Montgomery's down for sword. I would love to sword train somebody. I would love for somebody to be my Padawan. I try. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, I've got wooden boken. They are training swords. I tried training Sylvia, but my God, Sylvia's a tall lady. Like, a lot of people like find her domineering. You know, she's kind of, you know, she's just the same height as me, maybe a little taller. But when she puts heels on, she's bigger than me. And she fucking... I tried sword fighting with her one day in the backyard when we first met. And holy Christ, she fights like a Viking. She was fucking boom, boom, just brute fucking force. There was no finesse. There was no, we're gonna just do some sparring. And she fucking whacked me across the fucking head. And my knuckles were fucked because she kept like, whatever. I don't know where this is coming from. What was the last comment I read? Oh, sword training. Yeah, I'm down for training you. You train you in the basic moves. You do them repeatedly, and then you start like sparring with somebody, and then you mix it up, and you create a little routine. You practice the routine multiple times. It becomes very choreographed, very, like I said, a theatrical production. And you get it, and you go faster. You go faster each time, and then you start. And then if you want to be crazy, which is something I did when I was in my 20s, you use live blades. I have a scar, a huge scar, right there, because I used to sword fight with live blades. Right. So yeah, I've got a few scars from sword fighting with live blades because we had our choreography down pat, and we would do live blades. That's a fucking stupid idea. You can use real blades, but not be sharp. When they sharpen them, they become live blades. Not great. So yeah. Anyway, sword fighting training. Sure, I'm down. Let's do it. Give me money. General Giver says, oddly, it's not that weird. And I can think, this is about peanut butter whiskey. It's not that weird, and I can think of a lot of uses for it in a dessert like cake or bread pudding. Sean says, sword fight with Samuel at a neutral location. Victor takes the command of Trekyards. Well, I'm already captain. I already have command of Trekyards, and I would wipe the floor with Samuel. It would be like a one-strike fight. It would be less than 3 seconds. It would be so... It's like that Mike Tyson fight that lasted less than 10 seconds. Pay all this money for it, get all excited, all ramped up, all hyped up. You spend weeks building it up, and it's fucking over. It wouldn't be fun. I could toy with Samuel for ever, probably. That might be fun, actually. Use the Boken training swords, the wooden training swords. You got a lot of bruises, but I'd be down for that. I would give that a try. Is anybody interested in that? Let's do it. Dun, 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 dun. Get that Star Trek fight music. I love this idea. You get a raise. Eric Martin, Cat needs one of those gel dummies from Mythbusters for his sword demo, and with a good mic to catch all the death blows. There you go. Ballistics gel, yeah. Peanut butter whiskey and root beer is phenomenal, no lies. I'm not a huge fan of root beer. Does sound interesting, though. You know, give us Dawson's Ahsoka is like tired mummy Ahsoka, just getting home from work, making dinner, and trying to get their rambunctious kiddos to brush their teeth and go to bed. Yeah, and looking smug and arrogant while she's doing it. That's the problem. She's got that very, like, I could kick your ass. She's got that very arrogant fucking vibe to her. Matt Boardman, she's definitely did her homework before the role. I feel like there is a purpose to how she is doing things that will be revealed. I hope it's revealed, Matt, 100%. Fan Geek says Rosario Dawson's doing a great job. Get off her back, guys. No. Actually, I'd love to be on Rosario Dawson's back, but moving on. Wolf says the true warrior, she didn't hold back, Captain. Time to train Samuel. Yeah, Sylvia is a true warrior. She's got that Viking kind of mentality. She would do much better with a battle axe or a mace or a morning star than a sword. That's a whole other conversation. Matt Boardman, just popping in to say hi, listening on my way to the girlfriends. Oh. Hi, Matt. Since when did your girlfriend become more important than me, Matt? Not only me, but like all the viewers. You are like one of our favorite moderators. Where the fuck is Fleet Paw, by the way? That's fine. Don't die on the way to your girlfriend's in your POS Mustang. Don't get me started on the Mustang thing. Come on now. Sergeant Montgomery says, show us videos on how to train. Paid membership fee. Money in full. Take my money, and if you incorporate over the internet, VR training. I'll consider it. General Grievous. If I ever get up to Canada, I'll buy you drinks and food for a training beatdown session. You want to do the drinks before the training? Okay, that'll be fun. Can't say I'll be very precise, and you might be suffering from some bruised knuckles. That sounds interesting. Anyway. See, Tyler's doing shit. What the hell? Arrogance. Are you talking about the Ahsoka actress? Not the actress, but the way she's portraying the character. General Grievous, I may need the liquid courage before rather than after. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It'll be more loose and more like, that'd be better to do it beforehand. Just don't give me too much because I need to still be in control. All right, let me see what the hell is going on here. Live. Surprised Fleetpaw's not here. Trekyards live stream support. I'm on a live. Where is Fleetpaw? Oh. I'm on a live. Where is Fleetpaw? You've missed a good one. But you have time to mess with people and airlock them. He's fired. It's that simple. Let's see what he responds to that. All right, I'm back. Wolf Rozhenko says, yeah, okay. So the last thing you said was arrogance. Are you talking about the Ahsoka actress? And I said, the way she's portraying her character. And you said, yeah, okay. Is that sarcasm? Like, yeah, okay. Or, yeah, okay, you're right. I need to know. Eric Martin says, I sure hope they settle those strikes or we are headed for entertainment wasteland next year. No, you're not. I'll always be here doing lives. And I'm entertaining. I ain't on strike. General Grievous take out all the Padawan men. Yeah, he took out Fleetpaw. Fleetpaw is totally not being held hostage in my non-existent secret basement. General Grievous, I told you to play nice with the other Padawans. Fleetpaw is one of the admins on the Facebook group, and he is having a conversation in the admin channel for our Facebook group, talking about taking care of some business over there and airlocking somebody. But he doesn't have time to join me for the live, which I know he loves the lives, and I know he doesn't give notifications. If he jumps on here, he's going to be like, I didn't get a notification. I'll bet you guys any money. Any money. I need to have another shot. Even though nobody's paid for a shot, that's fine. I just feel like I need to have one. Dad, stop ruining my fun. Okay, General Grievous. Play nice with your other moderator siblings. That robot with the training swords reminded me of Grievous. Because he had multiple arms. It's a training droid. Perfect for multiple arms. But I see why you say that. You're wrong, but well, you're not wrong, because it reminded you of Grievous. Eric, this one's for you. Fan Geek says, I love the Spock fan art of him being a Jedi. He looks hella clean with a blue lightsaber. Yeah. Sergeant Montgomery, my Facebook notifications come in approximately 5 hours after it starts. Could that be because of UK time? No, because I schedule these in Eastern Standard Time, so no. Just because Facebook and YouTube suck for notifying people of anything. Except for, we need more money. Whatever. Grievous is better with Padawans than Anakin with his young... That's with younglings, at least. Oh, Jesus. Sergeant Montgomery says, I'm in Ohio, Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, so am I. You're in Ohio, you're fucking right next door to me, bud. Sean says, I just hope that at the end of Ahsoka show, they don't like kill her off or something. I don't think they'll kill her off. I really don't think they'll do that. Don Power Ranger. Art Uncensored raid. Hello, Captain and all. Hope everyone is well. Hello, Don Power Ranger. Eric Martin, I want to hear that fight music in Lower Decks. When does the next trek start? September 7th. It's right around the corner. Literally, it's next week. This upcoming week. September 7th, Thursday. New Lower Decks, Season 4. Yeah. Don Power Ranger says, so far the score theme tune included is my number one thing I love best about Ahsoka. Inception top. Yes. Am I dreaming? Not dreaming. Guess I'm not going to Orion's place, Little King, because he didn't respond to me after the last time I said he needed to comment. He caught the first one, but I'm not going over there on Tuesday now, I guess. Let's say it. Goes to black, yeah. Don Power Ranger says, also rest in peace, Bob Barker and Arlene Sorkin. Eric Martin says, you can't beat the Mandalorian theme. It's so good. It is. It's a different beast entirely, though. Can you hear my pug? Yeah, you can. Oh. Worf Rozhenko. I called you Wolf before. I'm sorry. Worf Rozhenko. Cat fart. What do you mean cat fart? Is that what you think you're hearing? No, it's a pug snoring. Don Power Ranger says, the score and theme tunes are among the things I love best about Mando. I love the first two seasons more than the third one, though. Everybody says that. Worf Rozhenko. Ah, got it. Yeah, that's not a cat fart. That is a pug snore. I don't know anyone who liked Mando Season 3 better than Season 2. I didn't hate Mando Season 3, though. A lot of people are like, it sucked. It's so awful compared to the first. It's not, though. It's great. You guys want to see the pug that's snoring? That's her. There's Dot, and there's Precious, who's not snoring for once. So yeah, now you know where the mystery sounds come from. Splayed out, yeah. Peter Lukaku, $5. So you have a Jersey Mike's in London. So jelly. Have you tried it? Hell yeah. I've tried Jersey Mike's a few times. We actually got Jersey Mike's. Sylvia's mom came over a month ago. About a month ago. And we're sitting out back and we're like, we need to get some food. What are we going to get? And we ordered Jersey Mike's subs. Yes, I do enjoy Jersey Mike's subs for sure. Not my favorite sub. Oh, we're going to talk about food now. Okay, I get it. I see how it is. All right, cool. Actually, I really love Mr. Sub. I think Mr. Sub is my favorite sub sandwich shop. Subway's pretty good. Firehouse subs are super good, but a little bit heavy, a little bit too much. I would rank Jersey Mike's subs. Well, that being said, they got interesting sizes and they also cut them up into smaller bits. Like it's not just half the sub. Let's see. I'm a sucker for Mr. Sub. Honestly, their assorted is amazing. So Mr. Sub, then we'd go Firehouse Subs, then Jersey Mike's. Subway's always kind of all right, but I don't know if it deserves a top three spot. I mean, we used to have a Quiznos. Didn't get Quiznos very often, and it's quite a while ago that I've had it, so I don't really remember what Quiznos was like. I really toasted all their subs. I prefer all my subs toasted regardless. Why are we talking about subs? Worf Rozhenko says, nice environment, chill. Well, this is the library. So you got the Star Trek books here. Got Precious, bookcase, plants, records, dog beds, and then it's a library. There is a me. And then this is my wife's desk where she does work. Her laptop's usually there, but anyway, soon this won't be her office anymore. And then we'll have more bookcases here because we still have more books. So yeah, this is the library. Do a lot of lives from here, but also do lives from my ready room, which is next door, which has a nice TV and stuff. Welcome to the channel. All right. Eric Martin says, if Cap is coming over, better have Laughing Cow pepperettes. And Dr. Pepper, I have spoken. Laughing Cow pepperettes? Just pepperettes. But Laughing Cow cheese? Hell yeah. Even Baby Bell. Baby Bell cheese is really good too. Those are good snack foods. Fan Geek says, if you had to guess what cameos are we going to get this season, are we going to get Anakin Skywalker flashback with Ahsoka, like Luke cameo? The Mandalorian comes out of nowhere. I think the Mandalorian, I was suspecting the Mandalorian was going to show up. Somebody mentioned Luke earlier. I would love for Luke to show up. Whether they'll do that or not, it does actually seem likely that they would. So I didn't really consider that at first. But Matt Boardman's like, at Tyler, to the bridge. Yes, report for duty. So I would love to see Luke. Don't get me wrong. I would love to see Luke. I would love to see the Mandalorian. If I saw the Mandalorian, I'm just going to lose it. I love the Mandalorian. Other than that, an Anakin flashback is also doable because we got that in the last season of The Mandalorian. Or no, was that Book of Boba Fett? Whenever we got the Anakin flashback, that would be good too. I know Sam would totally be on board for an Anakin flashback, but yeah, I'm calling the Mandalorian, but I would love to see Luke. There you go. Those are my guesses. Sean says, we have a Jersey Mike's here. Never been there. Oh, it's good. It's really good. They put like a vinaigrette on it. It's super tasty. They're really good. Sergeant Montgomery says, definitely badass seeing ship's sword fight within a dog fight. I'm hoping Thrawn shows up soon and not at the end of a cliffhanger, but I have a feeling Ezra is the Inquisitor with memory loss. Yeah, me too. Me too. I feel the same. Fan Geek says we already gotten multiple lightsaber fights and a dog fight and space last episode, next episode, probably going to be a full-on filler. Well, yeah, next episode, because this one ended with the dark Jedi dude saying, the Jedi is in the forest, go finish her. Rawr. So it's going to be them hunting through the forests. I assume that Ahsoka and Sabine are going to have to leave the starship for some reason. And there's going to be a battle in the forest. That's all I can see happening. Sergeant Montgomery said Jersey Mike's wanted to put mustard on my cheesesteak, and I got a little bent out of shape. Yeah, that's not cool. Worf, Rojanko says, wonderful. Yes. Well, you should see the ready room. You just have to fire up all the lights and turn on the TV and make it look all cool. But other people here know what the ready room looks like. Fan Geek says, probably a cool flashback scene with Anakin training Ahsoka. That'd be cool. Eric Martin says, I'm looking forward to the lightsaber fight in the Red Forest next time. Yeah, there's going to be that for sure. Jason says, no R2. I do not like. Rest in peace. Yeah, I love R2D2. So not seeing him is sad. I got more excited to see him in Mandalorian than I was with Luke. I saw Luke and I'm like, oh my God, that's awesome. And then R2 is there and I'm like, oh my God. I fucking love R2D2. So yeah, I was super excited about that. Fleetpaw throws in $2. Hi, never got a notice. Never fear, I am here. Fucking told you guys. Okay, everybody comment now that heard me say he's going to show up and say, I never got a notification. Ha! I was right. Captain Foley is the GOAT, the greatest of all time. General Grievous, I really want to know who Sam Witwer is playing. He was in the credits for the first 2 episodes. I don't know. Peter Lukaku, $5. Sam did a good Trekyards on the weekend. Held it on his own well. That's good. I'm glad he didn't fumble the ball. I wish he could have been there, but I had a family obligation that I had to be at, so I'm glad he did a good job. I will never go back and watch it. Sean says, with the Thrawn movie coming out in a few years, I'm worried that the run-up to episode 8 will be mostly all set up, with his return fading to black at the end of episode 8. Hoping Balin is wrapped up at least. You know, I could see them doing that, but at the same time, I think that'd be a very bad move. So hopefully they don't do that. But yes, we need to find out who Balin is for sure. General Grievous says, how did you escape my dungeon prison? I mean, what? Nice to see you, buddy. Sean says, R2-D2 and Chopper did not get along in Rebels. I can see that. Chopper's got a bit of a fucking attitude, and so does R2. BJ says, next episode is a filler. 40 minutes of General Syndulla on hold with the New Republic listening to oldies from the Old Republic. Sergeant Montgomery Mako says, Captain, you need decals of an emergency seatbelt on your captain's chair. Sure. My TV, my big TV in the ready room on the bottom says main viewer. So. Fleetpaw throws in $2. I bow to your greatness, my lord. Hail, Lord Foley. I was just dripping with sarcasm. And now I'm sad. I have been betrayed by one of my own. Not only one of my own, but one of my most trusted. One of my best advisors. I can't go on. This is like a drink. This is good. Sarcasm. Seriously. Fleetpaw. It's Wednesday night. I always do a first reaction hangout after a new Star Wars comes out. Usually it's on Thursday nights because they usually release them on Wednesday, but they moved them to Tuesday, so now it's always Wednesday. So how did you not know, whether notification or not? You, sir, don't pay attention. Which makes me think you need to be fired. General Grievous Grievous says, unfortunately, Balin's actor won't get another chance, and it's a shame. I think he's done a good job with the character so far. The actor won't get another chance. What do you mean? Do we know who the actor is? That would kind of give away who the character is, maybe. Why won't he get another chance? Did he fuck up somehow? He's not dead, like Ray Stevenson or whatever, the Dark Jedi guy. Sylvia's like, he won't be back for next season, I guess. And I'm like, no, unless they hire him as a Force ghost. That was sad that he died. But anyway. I'm hungry now. I want a sub, you bastards. Eric Martin. I wonder if they rented that red forest from the second JJ Star Trek movie. Yeah. There you go. Sean says, Balin is a hell of a strong role to go out on, at least for an actor. Oh, wait. Is Balin the Dark Jedi guy? Or is Balin the Knight Helmet guy? I'm confused now. Fan Geek says the actor playing Balin is damn good. I forgot his name, but everything he does, he nails the character. Fleetpaw says, sarcasm? Me? No. But honestly, I didn't get a notice. I would have been here. To which I referred to the previous statement that this was a scheduled live, and it's after the release of a new episode, and I just figured you were busy with other things considering there's stuff going on, so it's all good. It's all good. Worf says, deep. Wish I knew the nuance. Nuance of what? What is deep? I'm surface level. I'm shallow. Fleetpaw says, I don't. Lots of stuff going on. Yeah, there you go. Called it. With the leaving of one job and starting a new one on the 11th. September 11th. Yep. See, I knew it. Called it again. That's right. Bow to your master, Lord Foley. General Grievous. That's Balin. Who I meant. Ray Stevenson was the actor who played him. Gotcha. Fan Geek says some heroes don't wear capes, and that goes for R2-D2 all the way. He is what Star Wars is about. At least he was. He was in every Star Wars. He was always the key. He was always there. He was always seeing what was going on. He was always involved with what the hell was happening. Star Wars is about R2-D2, whether you want to believe it or not. Now with Disney, not so much, because they've kind of done some other shit. But R2 was always there. He was always the main character. Sean says, Balin, Ray Stevenson is the Dark Jedi. I figured that out. Thank you. Appreciate it. Sad. Passed away from a heart attack, apparently, from severe anaphylactic shock. Anyway, Sergeant Montgomery throws in $5. I can tally up a quarter shot. Who can pick up the rest for the good captain? Seriously, when will you take the fleet captaincy? Never. Fuck your fleet captaincy. I don't want control over a fleet. I like being a captain. I like being Ram, because while I'm in this chair, I can make a difference. Don't let them promote you. Don't let them do anything that takes you out of that seat. Good advice. General Grievous, at least I was here. I mean, yes, you were. You've been serving loyally, good sir. General Grievous. Fleetpaw, you better watch out. General Grievous is sniping for your job. Just saying. Sean says that R2 animatronic model you showed off on your other channel had some time back was badass. Oh, the little one? The one from Japan? Is that the one you're talking about? The little radio-controlled, like, Kenner-sized R2-D2. Is that the one you're talking about? Because, yeah, that was pretty badass. I still got that, obviously. But, yeah, I would have loved to have that as a kid. A remote-controlled R2-D2 that's the same scale as my, 3.75 figures, a 3 1/4 inch, 3/4, whatever. The art, I had too much to drink. The art, yeah, it's great. Moving on. Jesus Christ. Fleetpaw says, it's a good thing I like you, Stuart. LOL. The new job is the best. They have a pug. have a pug. My pug is sleeping through it. General Grievous. Lucas did once say R2D2 and C3PO were meant to be observers of the whole story in Star Wars. Yeah. Yes, it was. It was about that figure. Yeah, that was a cool little figure. Oh. Sergeant Montgomery says it's only lateral. I'm just a Patreon, not a review board. Only a patron, not a review board. Gotcha. It is a lateral move. It honestly is. But it's a little bit more responsibility. I shirk away from more responsibility. I like what I have on my plate right now, so I'm not going to be in charge of more ships. So no fleet captaincy. Eric Martin says, I like the scene where General asking if the senator had fought in the war. Reminded me of Jack Nicholson on A Few Good Men. Yes. Fan Geek says, Thrawn doesn't have force powers, right? Right. Not too familiar with the character. I know he's an admiral of the Empire. I don't think he has force powers. He does use a culture's history against them, though. A culture's history and their art define how they fight, apparently. And that's what Admiral Thrawn is good at kind of decoding. He's a very good strategist as a result. It's kind of the vibe that I got from him from that breakdown, that 30-minute video I watched about what you need to know leading into Ahsoka. So, if I'm wrong, correct me, please. BJ says, I bet Hera Syndulla wish she was never promoted to general. Like Kirk becoming an admiral and Picard becoming a very old man that people call admiral. Fleetpaw says, I'm not sure if this is right video, but here's an R2 unboxing. Let me take a look. Nope, that's not the right one at all. You fail. You fail, Fleetpaw. Wow, you're disappointing. I'm just kidding. Don't leave. Yeah, it's not the right one. It's actually on the Captain Foley personal channel, and it is a swag video. There's a few things I show off in that video. So yeah, that's not the one. Sean says, take ChatGPT, a Roomba sensor, and an R2 animatronic, and you have a fully functioning droid. Spiked Psycho says, good news, might be getting a new car, Ram 1500, pedestrians beware. Very cool. I'm thinking of getting a new car too, actually. I'm thinking of picking up a Camaro, a new Camaro. Well, not a new Camaro, like a fifth generation Camaro. I like the looks of those ones. I've had the Cruise for a few years now, and I'm just kind of thinking of moving on. I kind of want to get a Camaro, though. Like a 5th gen Camaro. I would love to get the Transformers Edition Camaro, but yeah, good luck with that. So, new cars. Fan Geek says, when is Dark Jar Jar going to come around and come out of the closet and say he was the reason why the Empire beat the Jedi? Yeah, I like that theory, though. The Sith Lord Jar Jar theory. I like that one. Jar Jar Binks was evil, for sure. Misa thinks so. General Grievous, no, Thrawn doesn't have force powers, but he was trying to unlock a lot of secrets about the Jedi. Ooh. Fleetpaw says, well, I found it then. Thanks for the tagline. Swag, lots of swag. Is that the video? Let me see. That looks right. Yep, that's the one. Good job. Fleetpaw, you're redeemed. That's the video that was being discussed with the little R2D2. Fleetpaw, you're rehired. Sean says, cheaper to get a different colored Camaro, repaint it yellow, and add Transformer decals. Oh yeah, that's the thing. I wouldn't paint it yellow. I wouldn't want the yellow necessarily, unless I got the full Transformers Camaro. I would keep it yellow then, but I would be willing to get like a black Camaro or a silver Camaro or a gray Camaro. Whatever Camaro I get, it's going to be fucking transformed up. It's either going to be an Autobot or a Decepticon. My 79 Camaro is a Decepticon because it looks like a goddamn Decepticon. It looks evil. Whatever Camaro I get will be transformified in some way. It'll either be an Autobot or a Decepticon, regardless. But I would still like to have the actual Transformers edition one. Spike Psycho. Buy new car, I mean used, but engine was rebuilt. Well, it's new to you, as my 5th generation Camaro would be. I don't like the new Camaros. I don't like the design. I really wish, you know how the 5th gen, they went back to like the 1st generation Camaro look, but they modernized it. It was kind of like a retro thing. They need to do that for the 2nd generation Camaro. They need to modernize the 2nd generation Camaro design. I would buy it out of the gate right away. I would buy a new one because I love the 2nd generation styling. And if they retroize that, fuck yeah. And I've run my Camaro, I've run pictures of my Camaro through an AI, and it's come up with some really cool takes on what a reimagined 2nd generation Camaro body design would look like that look really fantastic. So if GM can't get their shit together and do it, I don't know what to tell them. I would be at the door knocking. It would be pre-ordered. It'd be like, fuck yeah. And Sean says, yep, awesome video. Thank you. I didn't think it was awesome, but thank you. It's just kind of meh for me. I don't think my videos are very good. A lot of times I'll put out a video and I'll be like, ugh. By the way, who watched my video today on the Captain Foley personal channel? It is the making of Trials and Tribulations. It is like from 1990 something. It was aired on the Sci-Fi Channel. It is like a half-hour documentary on the making of the Trials and Tribulations, the DS9 episode. It is fucking great. I found it on a VHS tape. I edited it down. I took the commercials out, and I posted it. And a lot of people are really enjoying it. If you haven't checked it out, go to the Captain Foley personal channel and check out today's video. It is, like I said, a behind-the-scenes making of Trials and Tribulations, and it's great. It was originally aired on the Sci-Fi Channel, and I'm getting no monetization for it. I just found it, really enjoyed it, thought other people would enjoy it, so I edited it and put it on YouTube. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you do, please go watch it, first of all. Philippe, if you can throw the link in, that would be great for today's video on the Captain Foley personal channel. The thumbnail was done by Matt Boardman, and that's also very cool. So with some really great models that were used in that thumbnail as well. And so thank you very much, Matt, for that. Go check out the video. I'm getting no monetization for it, but I don't care. It's just something that I think Star Trek fans need to see, and to have it uploaded to YouTube. I'm sure it might be uploaded in some other form to YouTube somewhere, but I thought I would do that. And yeah, I got some really great videos lined up for the next few weeks as well on the Captain Foley personal channel. So make sure you're subscribed over there. Go check it out. Sergeant Montgomery says, would you trade your 79 Decepticon Camaro for a kit? No, I wouldn't get rid of my Camaro. I would love a kit, though. I'd also love a General Lee. But then I'd have to... My own version of the General Lee is a Charger, 69 Charger, like the General Lee. But I've done 2 versions of it. One's black with a purple Decepticon logo on the hood, not on the hood, but on the roof. And it says Lord Megatron instead of General Lee, and it has G1 on the side instead of 01. I've also created a gray version, a gunmetal gray version, with like black fender flares that says G1 and black on the side, and a black Decepticon symbol on the roof with Lord Megatron in black as well. Because after I did the black one with the purple accents, a lot of people are like, but Megatron's gray. I'm like, yeah, you're right, but okay, fine. So I did the gray one, and they both look great. So, Ryan's back, but you're already fired. I'm not coming over on Tuesday. I made some awesome point or asked you some kind of question because I know you know the answer. I can't remember what the hell it was now. And I said, comment now, otherwise I'm not coming on Tuesday. This was after you said that you were here for the other one, and then you didn't comment, so you're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. Don't know if you watch wrestling, but it's Vince McMahon. You're fired. I'm just kidding. I love you, Ryan. All right, General Grievous. In the old Legends Heir to the Empire Thrawn series, he cloned a Jedi. I think they got inspiration from Moff Gideon's Force-sensitive cloning project from that series. Nice. I believe so. I remember that. Afternoon, Trek Peeps says Travels with Psy. Hello, Travels with Psy. We're talking about wars today, not the Treks. Fleetpaw says, I haven't seen a new Camaro, but I know I hate the new Vets. They're ugly as fuck and no manual transmission force, no sale. Yeah, I want to get a manual 5th generation Camaro. I want a V8, obviously, but I'd settle for a V6 as long as it's manual. But anyway, General Grievous, love the DS9 video. I saw it earlier. Thank you, General Grievous. Sergeant Montgomery put up his hand. I assume that means he saw it as well. Don Power Ranger says, well, the Super Sentai-esque Mandos were among the things I loved best about Season 3 of Mando, to be honest. Sean says, dude, that's awesome. Captain, I love Trials and Tribulations. Fleetpaw, right after that comment, shared the link. So please open that in a new tab. Go watch it. Go share it around to everybody that you know that loves Star Trek. It is a great behind-the-scenes making of video. I really enjoyed it, and I figured other people would as well. So please go check it out. Travels with Sai says, I've always believed that everyone has a bit of force in them from Kenobi's first explanation in A New Hope. It's whether your connection with it is strong. Most people are kind of force squibs. Yeah. General Grievous, back in the good old days when the Sci-Fi Channel actually did sci-fi and not reality TV or cheap B-rated Sand Shark or Sharknado movies. Yeah, when it was sci-fi, 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 instead of SYFI, SYFY, sci-fi. BJ says, that is a cool video on the DS9 episode. Have to watch it later. I'll watch after this. I'll be wrapping this up in a few minutes probably. So Ryan says, I'm back. LOL. No. Don't worry. I'll still come. Dude, Little King, he's making me and my buddy Jay, he's making us steak poutine. Poutine with steak. Cubed up steak and poutine. That's like gourmet shit. So yeah, I'm definitely coming to your place on Tuesday. And then he might join me on Wednesday for this first reaction live on Wednesday, mid-season. And then he'll join me again at the end of the season. If you guys want to see that. He'll be sitting like right here. And he'd be like, bah, 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 bah. And I'll be like, shh, shh, I'm in charge here. And I read the comments. And he'd be like, bah, 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 bah. And I'll be like, no, Ryan, have a drink. And he'd drink. And then I'll drink. And then we'd be all silly and shitty. So, yeah. It's very likely to happen. Sergeant Montgomery, General Lee, the car is most excellent vehicle. I believe the same vehicle model was in Bullet with Steve McQueen. Awesome movie. No. Oh, yeah, I was chasing him. It was the chase car. It was chasing Eleanor or whatever. Or fuck, this fucking stupid Mustang. Yeah, I think they use a black Charger. It's the same one that Torino or Toretto drives in the Fast and the Furious, same year and stuff. So anyway, Spike Psycho, yes, Star Wars, Dark Empire, favorite Legends comic besides Knights of the Old Republic, introduces E-Wings, World Devastators, Modular Task Force Cruiser, Allegiance Star Destroyers. Lots of ships. I approve. That's what Trekyards is all about. Trekyards and the Trekyards universe, formerly known as Fleetyards. We have a lot of Star Wars episodes on Fleetyards. So, Mellow Canuck, it hurt. Now we just don't force hard enough. For fuck's sakes. Everyone has a little force in them. I was going to make a comment at the time. I didn't because I don't want to be pushed off the platform. Just saying. forced off, if you will. Yeah. Anyway, in conclusion, I love this episode of Mandalorian. Oh my god, I missed the Mandalorian. I love this episode of Ahsoka. It was good. I liked the space battles. I loved the extra I love the spacewalk with the lightsabers. That was great. There's a lot of good stuff to like in this one. It's too short, but that's all right. Hopefully next week will be better. Like I said, I'm seeing it with my buddy Ryan. It should be awesome to have a really good episode for that one, and then have a discussion about Star Wars that night as well as the next night on the live here. I think having Ryan here would be a fun little addition. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that. But yeah. Pila Kako, why does Don Don get a theme song? LOL. George Costanza wanted to be called T-Bone in Seinfeld and never got it. Instead, he was Coco the monkey. Well, he's a big Power Rangers fan, and his screen name has been changed from whatever the fuck it was before to Don Don Power Ranger. I didn't realize it at first. When he first changed, I was like, Don Don Power Ranger. And then I realized that's the opening of the Power Ranger song, which, as much as I hate Power Rangers, they had a cool song. Go, go, Power Rangers. Dun, 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 dun. Go, go, Power Rangers. You mighty morphin Power Rangers. It was pretty great. Come on. The theme song's great. So, yeah. Don Don Power Ranger. I could... Peter Lakako. Dun, 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 dun. Peter Lakako. Lakako. I don't know. There you go. You got your own theme song. Spike Psycho trivia. E-Wings seen in Ahsoka episode 3. World Devastators an episode of Rebels. Mining Guild. Mod Cruisers. I saw it in the background of Star Wars Marvel Comics. Nice. Spike Psycho plus a new ship in Ahsoka episode 3 based on concept art by Joe Johnson and Return of the Jedi. Fleetpaw says the guitar riff is awesome. Yes, the guitar riff is awesome in Power Rangers for sure. All right, I'm let's soak it out. It's been over 2 hours. I know that Fleetpaw just got here, and Ryan just got back. But hey, I've been doing this for 2 hours. I didn't think this would be a 2 hour long one, honestly, but I've had a lot of fun, and now I'm really craving a sub, so I need to order a fucking sub. But that's all right. So I knew it would degenerate into food at some point. Anyway, on that note, this was a good episode. Lots to like in this one. Yeah, I'm looking forward to next week. So tune in tomorrow. I think tomorrow at 4 p.m. me and Sam will be doing a live. We won't be doing one Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday, or Tuesday, I don't think. But then, of course, we got new Trek next week, so we'll be back for that, obviously. To say we're not going to have any over the weekend is true because Sam won't be with me, but I will probably do a live over the course of the weekend or early next week as well. One of these late night lives just to kind of hang out with you guys, I think. So bear that in mind. Whether you get notified or not, check back on the channel and find out if I'm doing a live. I do schedule them sometimes in advance. Sometimes I'm just like, I gotta go live now, and it just pops on. So anyway, thank you for watching. BJ throws in $1, says good night, go have a sub. And Fleetbus says make a sub. I don't have sub buns. I don't think I have any cold cuts. I do have cheese. I could make like a toasted cheese sandwich, but that doesn't sound as good. We should do one Friday for my birthday. Although your birthday's on Friday. Well, happy birthday to Fleetpaw in advance. Friday. I can probably do one Friday night. Maybe I'll do one Friday night. If you want to be here and join us for that, Fleetpaw, I mean, it's your birthday. Maybe you have more important things to do than hang out with us here. But if you want me to do one, shoot me a private message. We will get me drunk as fuck unalive. Want you the 8th. My birthday's on the 8th. Well, new Trek comes out on the 7th, which is Thursday, which means Friday the 8th. Oh, that's our live breakdown day. Could maybe do one that night. How old is Fleetpaw? That's a good question. We'll consider it, maybe. 34. You're 34? Dude, I thought you were like 45. No offense. I thought you were older than... Oh my God. As long as Fleetpaw doesn't pull a Sabine and not show up to his own celebration. Peter the Caco throws in $10. Haha, thanks for the theme song. Do I have permission to keep that? Yes. Peter the Caco. There you go. I'll my ass off. That's not the first time I've heard that. You seem older. You seem more mature. I'm not saying you look old. You're mature. You act older than you are. Dude, you're... Oh my God, you're younger than Sylvia. I didn't think you were younger than Sylvia. Bruh. It blew my mind. He's pretty cynical for 35. I know, right? Holy shit, son. All right, well, we might have a Fleetpaw birthday celebration live at some point. Maybe if not on Friday, maybe that weekend. But yeah, oof. Maybe we'll have you on. Maybe we'll do split screen. You can be on this side. We can chat or something. Because you can go live. You can go live with other people now on YouTube. They've made that a thing. So anyway, we will work that out. And until next time, he is Fleetpaw. I'm an elder millennial, so I'm sure cynical. Yes. Cap is going to title the stream. He's 35. with that little, like, yeah. Absolutely. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Until next time, he is Fleetpaw. He is a moderator and an awesome human being. Little King is here saying goodbye. See you, buddy. See you as well, sir. We will hang out on Tuesday. Looking forward to that. Should be a good couple hours of fun. All right. And, yeah, until next time, he's, like I said, he's Fleetpaw, the moderator. I'm Captain Foley, your one and only. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourselves a great night, and I'll catch you guys later.